About a month ago I took this fiddle leaf cutting off of my fiddle leaf tree, and today we are going to check on it and see how it's doing. So let me bring you a little bit closer to see what kind of action we are getting on the roots. I'm going to pull it out and look at that. We have roots starting to grow from all sides. And so I have two nodes that I'm getting roots out of. The first two bottom two. And I keep this spray bottle right here next to the tree because every day I spritz this tree several times. In the beginning I was spritzing it between 5 to 10 times every day. Not every single day, like on the weekend I wasn't able to do that, for example, but during the week that's what I did, and I think that helped it to stay alive and healthy with all the leaves that it has on it. When you see people taking cuttings, most of the time you see them taking just a small cutting without a lot of leaves on it, because one of the biggest concerns when you are taking a cutting from a tree is that cutting has to support all these leaves, and the leaves would start to desiccate because there are no roots supporting them to bring in all this water. So by spritzing it as much as I did every day, I prevented that from happening. It was wilting in the beginning, but by continuously spritzing it, I stopped any desiccation from happening, and that kept it alive, and now it has roots and it's able to support those leaves. So I don't spritz it as much. I do spritz it about twice a day or so, maybe sometimes 4, depending on how I feel like it, but it's holding up, and I will not be potting this up yet. Even though there are roots happening, it still needs some time to for those roots to mature before I can pot it up, before it dies, because with all these leaves that it's trying to support, if I pot it right now, considering that it does not have a lot of roots, it's not going to be able to support them, and a huge chunk of it is going to die, if not the whole tree. So this is what I do. I just take this mister and I mist it, and I also mist the trunk, the stem, whatever it is. I also spritz under the leaves as well. And I drip it. There we go. And I do this, like I said, about between twice to 4 times a day now that it has roots, and it's doing great. And I also want to show you how the tree is doing after I took the cutting from it. Because the main reason why I took this cutting is because the tree was growing super tall. It had no branching on it, and I wanted it to branch out a little bit so that it can look more like a tree and look beautiful. So I'll take you out there, but before I do that, in my thrift haul video I showed you this calathea, and I just wanted to give you a quick update on it. And it's surviving, and I keep this calathea next to this fiddle leaf cutting over here because calatheas like moisture, and they tend to dry out. So I wanted to make sure that it doesn't dry out, and what I do when I spritz this tree is I just give it a quick spritz, and that keeps it happy. So I didn't kill it yet. It's surviving. It's getting good lighting over here. As you can see, all this lighting right here is just from the window that's right next to me, and it seems to be good enough. I don't think it's enough to color the calathea, to give it this deep red, this like a pinkish color, purple color that it has. So it still has some of that coloring on it, but some of it is turning green on the leaves, maybe just because these are new leaves, I'm not sure. I'll show you. You can see that the new leaves are less purple than the older ones. So we'll see. But it's growing. Oh, I forgot to mention, before we go there, I just want to mention a few things that I did to have this fiddle leaf cutting root successfully. So in the beginning, in the first video that I did when I took this cutting, I dipped it in some rooting hormone, and you can watch that video. I'll put a link for it in the description box below. And after that, I filled this water pretty high so that a big chunk of the stem or the trunk is submerged underwater. I also took a hardwood cutting, not a softwood cutting. And also I would change the water about once every week or once every 2 weeks, depending on how the water is. Sometimes I have to top it off. If the water gets dirty, I change it. And I also put a little bit of rooting hormone in the water to help the fiddle leaf fig root. It's not necessary that you do that, but I found that it helped the tree, and you can see that we're starting to see some roots on it, and they look really healthy, and it looks like it's a lot of roots also. It's not just a couple. So that's what I did with it, and this water has been changed. I changed it about 2 days ago or so, and I also added some more rooting hormone. Considering that it has roots in it right now, I don't necessarily need to continue to add rooting hormone, but I thought it's not going to harm. It'll probably help it and speed up the rooting on it more. So anyways, so now let's go ahead and take you to the fiddle leaf fig tree to see what's happening over there. You can see it's starting to put out a whole lot of branching. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 branches, 5 new branches on this fiddle leaf fig, and all of them are coming from the place where I cut the tree. And to get it to branch, I cut it next to a leaf node or over a leaf node, you can see, and the branches are coming out from all around it. See that? And now all I have to do is just continue to fertilize it so that these leaves grow big and look healthy, and it should be good. I keep this fiddle leaf fig tree on a fertilizing schedule about once every 2 weeks to once a week. Whenever I fertilize my indoor plants, I fertilize it. And now that it's putting out branches, I need to be more regimental with it and make sure to fertilize it once a week with a heavier dose than I do with the other plants, like a full dose. Normally I just give everything just half a dose, just because they're indoor, and and since I fertilize them once a week, I don't feel like I need to give them a full dose. And I have given this tree half a dose once a week, and it did really good, and its leaves grew huge. But again, since it's putting out some branches, I think that I need to give it a full dose, and I need to do it once a week so that these branches could grow and could produce giant leaves, because that's what I like it to do. And considering that it's indoors and it's in a pot, it's not getting any nutrients from anywhere else. So it's the only nutrients that it's getting is from the nutrients that I'm giving it. So it's totally dependent on me, and if I don't feed it, it's not going to do well. So this is it for the fiddle leaf fig update, for the cutting and care and all that. And if you guys have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section down below, and I will leave the video of when I took the cutting right here for you guys to watch. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again next time. Bye.